Once upon a time, there was a depressed monk who lived in a Zen monastery. He was so depressed that he could barely get out of bed in the morning. He didn't want to eat, he didn't want to practice, and he didn't want to talk to anyone. One day, the monk's teacher came to him and said, "I know you're feeling depressed, but I want you to know that you're not alone. Everyone feels depressed sometimes. It's a part of life." The monk didn't say anything. He just stared at the ground. The teacher continued, "But depression is not the end of the story. It's just a moment in time. And like all moments, it will pass." The monk looked up at his teacher. "How do you know?" he asked. The teacher smiled. "Because I've been there," he said. "I've felt depression too. But I learned that it's possible to overcome it. And I know you can too." The monk didn't say anything, but he nodded his head. The teacher said, "The first step is to accept your depression. Don't try to fight it or deny it. Just accept it for what it is." The monk nodded again. The teacher continued, "The next step is to start to practice mindfulness. This means paying attention to the present moment without judgment. When you're feeling depressed, it's easy to get caught up in negative thoughts and emotions. But if you can learn to be mindful, you can start to see these thoughts and emotions for what they are. Just thoughts and emotions. They're not real. They're not you." The monk listened carefully. The teacher said finally, "You need to find something that gives your life meaning. This could be anything: your work, your family, your hobbies, your faith. When you find something that gives your life meaning, it gives you a reason to get out of bed in the morning. It gives you something to focus on. It gives you hope." The monk thought about what the teacher had said. He knew that it wouldn't be easy to overcome his depression, but he was willing to try. He knew that he wasn't alone, and he knew that there was hope. This is just a short story, but it illustrates some of the key ideas of Zen Buddhism when it comes to depression. The first idea is that depression is a normal part of life. Everyone feels depressed sometimes. It's not something to be ashamed of. The second idea is that depression is not the end of the story. It's just a moment in time. And like all moments, it will pass. The third idea is that it's possible to overcome depression. It takes time and effort, but it is possible. If you are struggling with depression, please know that you are not alone. There are people who can help you. Please reach out to a therapist, counselor, or other mental health professional. You can also find support groups and online resources. Remember, depression is a temporary state. It is not your fault, and it is possible to overcome it.